Well, hello and welcome to Fully Charged. Welcome to the Munich Motor Show 2021. Welcome to the VW stand, one of the biggest stands at the show, as you would expect, at a German motor show. And we're here for what I think might just be the most important car unveiled at this year's show. It's not this. This is nice. This is the VW I.D. 5 GTX, the ID4, big electric bus, SUV, ID5, same thing, but with a swoopy bottom. GTX, the fast one, with all-wheel drive. Very nice, but couple beefs with it, and a couple beefs with electric cars in general, if we're being honest. It's quite big and, well, it's quite expensive. And the questions that you guys ask us in the comment section of every video that we make ever, quite rightfully, is when are the small, cheap electric cars coming? Well, the answer, as it turns out, is 2025, because this is the VW I.D. Life concept, and it's a teaser for VW's sub £20,000 compact electric car that will be coming in 4 years' time. 4 years, I know it's a long time. I wish it was next year too, but look, we'll take it, okay? Small, cheap electric cars are coming, and this is our first glimpse at what they might look like. So, allow me to walk you through some of the details of this car and sort of elbow some German people out the way to make sure that we get good shots. So then, the VW I.D. Life concept, what is the deal? Well, first let me give you the grown-up sensible information, then we'll move on to the silly concept-y stuff, because who doesn't love some silly concept-y stuff? This, as I mentioned, is a sort of glimpse at what VW's polo-sized, compact, sub £20,000 electric car might look like when it arrives in 2025. So we have a date now, 2025. It's going to use a shortened version of the MEB platform, the same one used on the ID3, the Enyaq, the ID4, the Cupra Born, and about a zillion other cars. They've got a squashed version of it that they're going to use for this, and also for an equivalent sized, equivalent priced Skoda and Cupra. In fact, if we go over to the Cupra stand, which we'll do as part of our best of show roundup video, make sure you go watch that, you will see what I think is the Cupra equivalent of this, and it's quite different. Now, we don't have a huge amount of information on this car, as you would expect from a concept car, but a couple of things that I want to pick up on. First of all, compact. Yeah, it's quite big. I don't know if we're supposed to judge its dimensions. Maybe they just made it bigger so it's easier to see at a motor show, but I think quite large to me. It's also a bit taller than you might expect from a small city car, because it's a urban crossover, whatever on earth one of those is. I'm not going to get cross about that. I'm just happy that small, cheap electric cars are coming. This is not the moment for an SUV-related tantrum jack. Focus. Front-wheel drive, that's quite interesting, because every MEB car that we've had so far has either been rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. This one, the motor is mounted in the front, much more like the traditional small city hatchbacks that we know and love from the ICE days. I'll treat you to some stats, although they are completely irrelevant at this stage. 57 kilowatt-hour battery, 250 mile range. Get this, you ready? 234 brake horsepower. For this front-wheel drive electric compact city thing. Doubt it. Well, maybe for the top spec one when that comes, but you can rest assured there will be slower, cheaper versions of whatever this car turns into in the next few years. And then we're into the really, really concept-y stuff. Like, for example, the roof and the bonnet are made from inflatable cells. It looks to me like a sort of sleeping bag, tent sort of material. I like the idea of being able to unzip my roof like you're coming out of a tent at a festival with a hangover. That's a nice idea. It won't make production, of course it won't. Nor will the inbuilt projector, which raises out of the dash and beams a film onto the nearest wall, so that when you're in a car park waiting or charging, you can watch a film on the wall that's directly across from you. Fantastic. Interior is extremely concept-y at this point. There's not an awful lot to see in there, although that is allegedly deliberate, because VW claims that your phone this is a phone, is going to be very central to the user interface in the car. In other words, you'll plug the phone into the dash and it will sort of serve as your infotainment. You'll be able to navigate menus on your phone through buttons on the touchscreen. Not super sure how I feel about that. If it's integrated well, it could be very handy. If not, it could be the most annoying thing in the world. It could also not happen at all and just be a concept car feature. We're not really sure. Look, the important thing to focus on in this car is that a small, cheap electric VW is happening. This is the type of car that the world has been crying out for. And halfway through this decade, long overdue, I know, we're finally going to get not one, but three from VW Group. We're going to get whatever this turns into from VW, we're going to get an equivalent Cupra, and we're going to get something from Skoda. Small electric city cars that cost less than 20 grand are finally coming, people. Praise the Lord. So there we go. A short and sweet video on a very significant, what's it made of? This material is like it's a bit like a bathroom. I think it's all very recycled plastics. I'm getting sidetracked. The VW I.D. Life, a very exciting concept car, marking the imminent arrival of the small, cheap electric vehicles that we so crave. There we have it, short and sweet. Let us know in the comments, what do you make of it? What do you make of its zippy tent roof and its projector and other bizarre features that probably won't make production? I'm just rambling at this point, aren't I? If you have been, thank you for watching.
Well, if you enjoyed that episode, you're going to love this one. And this one, too, is very relevant to the topic. And also, if you want to subscribe to Fully Charged, which is a wonderful thing to do, really helps us, costs you nothing, you just click up there. It's really simple. And if you do want to support us a little bit more, you can have a look at the Patreon link. That's up there. Thank you.